So, ladies and gentlemen, the government Trinidad and Tobago has passed the Amendment Bill 2026. The Tobago House of Assembly Amendment Bill 2026 was passed in the Senate yesterday, being Tuesday. Government has framed the bill as a step forward to greater autonomy and service delivery for Tobago. Following a clean sweep victory by the Tobago's People's Party in January 2026 THA election, it is viewed as a practical reform to strengthen the island's governance framework until a broader Tobago self-governance bill can be enacted. So Trinidad and Tobago, we want to congratulate the Tobagonians. From here going forward, Tobago will need to show the people now that they can govern themselves. The THA needs to show Tobagonians that they can govern them. Self-governance. Are they going to make it, Trinidad and Tobago? Let's just wait and see. So in another update for you, President Christine Kangaloo has proclaimed the Home Invasion, Self-Defense and Defense of Property Act, bringing into force legislation that allows homeowners. Trinidad and Tobago, listen carefully here. And to the Bandit Association, listen carefully here. Listen carefully. The Home Invasion Bill has been passed. Now, according to the Act, brings into force legislation that allow homeowners to use force, include lethal force, to defend themselves and their property during a home invasion. So Trinidad and Tobago, you can now use force to protect your home. The law, commonly referred as Stand Your Ground legislation, was passed in the Senate on December 7, 2025 without amendments after it was approved in the House of Representatives on November 28, 2025. Under the Act, anyone convicted of home invasion face up to 25 years in prison or a fine of $750,000. Trinidad and Tobago, come back to me, Director. Trinidad and Tobago, remember when I was telling earlier, defend your home at all costs? Remember in 2025, when home invasion started to skyrocket, remember I was telling you to defend your home at all costs? Do what you have to do to defend your home. I ran with that for 2025 because I used to tell all your Trinbagonians that anybody drop my fence, I killing your stone dead. I killing you. I did not invite you in my property. That's number one. Number two, I don't know who you are. Number three, you jump in my house 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. No. Remember when we ran with this story last year? 2025, when I tell all the defend all the house, I told you even police officers were saying to us, defend your house. Defend your household. That is your castle. That is your home. You worked hard to build it. So Trinidad and Tobago, under the Act, anyone convicted of a home invasion face up to 25 years in prison and a fine of $750,000. The legislation sets out circumstances under which a person may lawfully defend themselves or their property against an intruder, removing a duty to retreat. When faced with an unlawful entry into a dwelling, it also outlined that legal protections available to homeowners who act in self-defense during home invasion. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisasa said citizens are entitled to use an object and employ deadly force to defend themselves against criminals during a home invasion. I will read that again for you, Trinidad and Tobago. It is outlined that legal protections are available to homeowners who act in self-defense during a home invasion. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisasa said citizens are entitled to use any object and employ deadly force to defend themselves against criminals during home invasion. My friends, now you can use an object. They didn't specify what object, but you can use an object to defend your property, your home, your castle, your dwelling place. Legal protection will be given unto you. Legal protection will be given unto you. It is outlined in documents. Congratulations. A job well done. Even though it took some time. But, you know, it's obvious the opposition will be against it. We have seen it. We have been seeing it. 2386716 viewers calling. Let me hear what you have to say concerning this legal bill now. This legal notice. Another update. Government signal tougher environmental law ahead. The government will be seeking to safeguard the environment via various pieces of legislation and possible reworking of the Solid Waste Management Company Limited, that is SWIMCOL, in 2026. Minister of Public Utilities Barry Padara says, while there is no hard and fast proposal for SWIMCOL, it is better, or it is before the cabinet for decision. Meanwhile, other legislation will be coming to ensure there are stricter environmental protection guidelines. Listen to this.
Its own impact in terms of the environmental impact that it will have. Also, you will have coming up shortly the styrofoam risk and reduction bill. That is going to be tabled in the Parliament as well.
So viewers, he says, while the government is fleshing out what a new entry would look like, they will also be trying to create a culture change with regards to waste management and recycling in Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to this.
Alone will not work. You also have to have the enforcement, and therefore that is why when you alluded to how do we have SWIMCOL evolving, that agency, whatever it turns out to be, will be the legislative support to give enforcement.
So viewers, into our current affairs segment. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisasa have stated that her government is open to legislations regulating social media use for children under 12 years of age, but stress that any blanket ban on adults would infringe on freedom of speech. In a social media post responding to Archbishop Charles Jason Gordon call to protect children online, she acknowledged the real danger of social media posts, including exposure to harmful content, exploitation, bullying, and harassment. The PM indicated that the government is open to exploring legislation specifically aimed at regulating social media use for children under the age of 12, noting that such measures are without precedent. She pointed out that governments around the world are already examining and implementing policies to protect children in what she described as an increasingly hostile digital environment. The Prime Minister urges parents to remain vigilant, monitor their children's device, and provide guidance, emphasizing that responsible parenting remains the most effective safeguard in a digital age. So Trinidad and Tobago, like we have said, it may be a little hard, but you need to look at what your children is viewing. You need to do that. Now, to combat social media is going to be a very hard and challenging thing. I can tell you that from my parents. But I try to make sure. I have no kids under 12. Thank God for that. They're healthy, they're strong, safe, in God's grace. But controlling what they look at, you don't be with them 24 hours for the day. You don't. But what you could do is that you can go through their devices and make sure that they are in almost a line. When they are in school with their devices and friends, they view all sorts of things. But I know it's going to be a challenge with some parents controlling what they try to look at, what they view, the type of pages they go on. It's going to be a little challenging, but again I say, the parents have to know the kids and the kids have to know the parents. I just tell my kids and them, I say, make sure they do nothing that your father would regret, I just tell them that. I just tell them, I say, your dad is a public figure. Stay away from problems. When you see fighting taking place in school, or argument and thing, walk away. Do like you ain't see it. I just teach my kids that. Live up to all your name. Your father created that name in the public domain, Saieed Ali. Live up to that name. Because you all will be carrying the title after me. So they try their best to stay in lane. Teachers just be calling me from both of them school side. The kids them just try to stay in lane. We just look after them. We just try to make sure that everything's safe with them. Try the best to teach them. Make sure they're always in our gear. And I just appreciate that. The call from teacher to parents, I just appreciate that. So we want to shout out the hardworking teachers. While I am on this topic, we want to shout out the hardworking teachers that are working with the children and them on a daily basis, whether it be a daycare, whether it be first year, second year, standard one, secondary. Tonight I just want to give a big shout out to the teachers tonight. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, law-abiding citizens unaffected by the zone. More when we come back.
We'll be right back.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, law-abiding citizens will not be affected by the special zone of operation. According to Defense Minister Wayne Sturge, speaking on government mandate to public safety, only criminals will be targeted by the zone based on police intelligence. Listen to this.
The arrest, it's not arbitrary. It's based on reasonable suspicion, and reasonable suspicion that you are engaged in gang activity, shootings, robberies, extortion, murders, things like that. So the zones would basically target small areas, and because it is targeted, the manpower needed, you don't need the entire army or the entire police service. You need a sufficient amount to establish a cordon. And a cordon would, in essence, prevent persons from leaving, and not persons who are everyday John.
He said, the government already has data on a few selected persons they are targeting. Meanwhile, the state of emergency is being credited for a 42% decrease in the murder rate. The minister said the numbers showcase the SOE effectiveness. Listen to this.
You've seen a significant decline in shootings and other types of violent crimes. So that in that regard, it has been effective in reducing violent crime by almost half. You have to first understand the purpose of the state of emergency and the use of preventative detention orders was, in essence, to prevent gang leaders from within the prisons and some from outside of the prisons, who are in the free world, so to speak, from carrying out.
So, Trinidad and Tobago, listen to this, listen to this. The defense minister also mentioned that drug supply is at an all-time low due to the U.S. radar system installed in Tobago. The minister Sturge elaborated on how the radar has assisted with the surveillance of criminal element. Trinidad and Tobago, all listen to this.
It's very difficult to get drugs. Drugs, mainly marijuana, might be more available because there's the law, in essence, allows for cultivation in homes and so on. But on the streets, on the drug blocks and so on, one would readily agree that supply is at an all-time low. The radar has been very effective in determining, in detecting and providing very good surveillance.
So viewers, with drugs being scarce in Trinidad and Tobago, we know that due to the U.S. bombing boats in the open waters, it did lead to a decline in drugs entering Trinidad and Tobago. Also, he said that the raider has played an important role in some of these activities. He says, while the raider has been effective in dealing with the inflow of guns and ammunition, which comes in legally through our ports, there is a need to be mindful on how we police our ports. So Trinidad and Tobago, we want to thank those involved in those prevention units that is preventing the drugs and the cocaine, the marijuana, the guns, the ammunition from coming in. We just want to give you all a shout out tonight. Congratulations. Continue the good work that you are doing. I mean, you have to give Jack where the jacket is, you know. You can't put a Jack where a top fit.
We'll be right back.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
Motor Vehicle Bill passed. The Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Amendment Bill 2026 has passed in the Senate with support of 8 of the 9 independent senators. When the bill was put to a vote around 8:30 p.m. yesterday, 23 senators voted in favor, 6 voted against, and there was 1 absent. Now Trinidad and Tobago. All opposition, the People's National Movement, senators voted against the bill. With passage in the upper house, the legislation now awaits assent from President Christine Kangaloo before becoming law. The prime goal of this bill is to shift from a fine-first approach to one that encourages compliance through warning or a grace period for minor mechanical and administrative defect. Motorists will be given grace period to correct 18 offenses, including the absence of identification light, crack or damaged windscreen, as well as noisy vehicle, among others. If a motorist repair the defect, a report to a police station or licensing office for verification within the prescribed time frame, they will receive a certificate of compliance, and the matter will be resolved within a fine or demerit point. Trinidad and Tobago, all I just say what I say? All I just say what I say? Let me read this again, because we as citizens, we go end up in a real problem in this country. If a motorist repair the defect and reports to a police station or licensing office for verification within the prescribed time frame, they will receive a certificate of compliance, and the matter will be resolved within or without a fine or demerit point. However, if the defect is not fixed within an adopted period, the warning will automatically convert into a fixed penalty notice, making the motorist liable for the full fine. Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to this. I'm not going to comment too much on it. But for me, what they went and passed is a waste of bloody hell time. At the end of the day, you're targeting the citizens. That is what you're doing. If you don't have the money to fix it, you're getting your fine, and you have to park up your vehicle until you rectify the problem. So who's being targeted? I ain't gonna say much on it. I will be right here, live Monday to Friday, 7 to 8 p.m., to bring to you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, the backlash of this. As I say, these people and them who coming up with this solution to try and fix the motor industry, let me tell you something. It better let they get cutlash or whacker and go and cut side in the road. You don't see the product of all your hard labor. Take what I'm telling all you. Take what Saieed telling all you on national television. Let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. Let me take the call first. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saieed. Great program, man. You are so correct. You're hitting the nail with a sledge, with a pile driver, and bringing that education to the citizens of this country. They continue to hoodwink us. And let me tell you something. From the citizens of this country, many law-abiding citizens, upright citizens, educated citizens as yourself are begging and pleading with the senators, the independent senator, do not support that zone of security bill. Please do not support it. When you see how the politicians lied to us on the platform, then they came in parliament, violated their oath that they took to uphold the law, violate democracy in this country, violate the constitution, violate the constitutional rights of citizens. They have no voice except for you, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. It is dangerous. So independent senators, well, I know the opposition is supporting it. Think about your fellow citizens, because if they come and lock down an area, they will bring licensed officers, they will bring these traffic warden and police officers, they will ticket everybody, because people know, as you rightly said, with the defective vehicle, they are going out on the road because they know they will be ticketed. They will come to your home and ticket you. It is dangerous, So all the rubbish they're trying to think. Anybody see that bill? I want to ask anybody in this country if they read the bill, if they read the laws in the bill. No, the answer is no. Maybe some the parliamentarians I think probably have knowledge of it. Mr. Saieed, I don't know if you read it. I know you on top of things, you on top of everything in this country, you have knowledge about everything. But the ordinary citizens never see that bill, They don't know what in that bill, We don't know. Suppose they come to your house after they get this bill passed and they do some amendment to it and say, police to go and search these people house, lock down, search everybody else in this village. And if you have more than $2,500 in your home, take the rest. So if a vendor or agriculturist have 20,000, take it. So that is a very dangerous bill. So independent senators, look, do not support this bill. You will be upholding the laws of this country, and understand the oath of office you took. You have fellow citizens of this country, stand up and do not support it. Mr. Saieed, great work. And reference to the dog last night, Mr. Saieed, you're godly, You know when you spell dog backward, what you get? God, So you have God all around you. Dogs, you have God all around you, and that will protect you. You are so blessed. Keep up the great work you're doing, Mr. Saieed.
Thank you, my friend. Trinidad and Tobago. if we do not have the money to fix our vehicle within the 3 days or the 7 days, listen to me carefully here. If you do not have the money to fix your vehicle within the 3 days or the 7 days, your warning ticket becomes a fine. So you will have to pay your fine after the 3 or 7 days, and on top of that now, you still have to fix your vehicle. I wouldn't comment too much on it. I am going to be right here bringing the backlash to you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, from this legislation and amendment they say they passed in the parliament. Right here we'll be bringing it to you, the citizens, the backlash. The backlash. Let me tell you something. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead, you're live.
I want to tell you something that I saw on the highway today. Just after Shigwanak, we have some men cleaning on the fast lane. Okay? There's no signal until you reach about 10 feet from where the men are limits.
Okay.
I was going up on the slow lane, and one guy had to pull in the middle lane. So I want to know what's going on with him. When I watch on my right, his men would walk around home. Now, when you run into them and you kill them, there's no proper sign. These signs supposed to be maybe about quarter mile down the highway.
Correct.
People coming up the road.
A proper notification.
Under the past government, and it continues now. So please, I would like to see something be done immediately, because somebody is about to get killed.
Yes. Thank you, my friend. So Trinidad and Tobago. I'm going to read this for the third time for all to understand. If a motorist, right? Let me start it from the beginning. Motorists will be given grace period to correct 18 offenses, including the absence of identification lights, cracked or damaged windscreen, as well as noisy vehicles, among others. Now keep in mind, the government don't want to release a list. They don't. If a motorist repairs a defect and reports to a police station or a licensed officer for verification within the prescribed time, the time frame is 3 days or 7 days, remember that, they will receive a certificate of compliance and the matter will be resolved without a fine or demerit point. However, if the defect is not fixed within the allotted period, within 3 days or 7 days, the warning will automatically convert into a fixed penalty notice, making the motorist liable for the full fine. You have a call? Call a good night. Hello?
Hello?
Go right ahead, you're live. Hello? Yes?
Just go ahead and talk.
Go ahead, you're live.
Yeah. Listen. Yeah. It's my vehicle is a 2002 RAV. Hello?
Tell Joe talk to him, tell him call back. So Trinidad and Tobago, like I said, I would not comment too much on it, but I will be right here in the coming weeks to bring to you the backlash of this. So hear this now. Hear this now. Government Senator Brian Big has defended the decision to increase road traffic fines, saying it is about saving lives. Let me tell you something. The demerit point didn't save life. Under the PNM administration for 9.5 years, it did not save life. how the hell an increased fine is going to save lives? An increased fine will put vehicle off the road. All you're not understanding, it don't take a genius to tell you this. Common sense. But then again, plenty of people don't have common sense. When you don't have the common sense, you don't expect common things to snap to them. Everything is about the book, and 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 the book causing you to look like an idiot. Hefty fines will save life. How in God's world hefty fine would save lives? Under the PNM, the demerit point didn't save life. It put thousands of individuals out of a driving job. That is what it did. It put thousands of individuals with a suspended permit. That is what it did. It didn't save life. It sent people home. So Brian, if you have degrees and bachelor degrees and things, it's so sad you come up with something like this after having all this education. It's sad. During the debate on Tuesday, Brian said the move did not come about as punishment, so how you call that? But rather to encourage drivers to be more responsible. If that wasn't responsible under the PNM with all this set of nonsense they bring out, you think they're going to be responsible now? What you're doing is you're taking vehicle off the road. What you're doing is you're creating a drop in revenue. That is what you're creating. But common sense now wouldn't give you that knowledge. You know why? Because your brain don't have the capacity to think like that. Such a sad state. Such a sad, sad state. Listen to this.
You know, there was a major accident on the highway from in front of courts there, Megastore. Many cars was involved in that accident, and all because of one reckless driver.
You want me to correct him? I will correct him. The day the accident took place on the highway with about 6 or 7 vehicles, Thursday, was an oil spill. 13 vehicle was an oil spill. So you want to use now. You want to use now an oil spill to say we have careless drivers on the road. It's sad, Trinidad. It's stinking sad. Oh, careless drivers. The other day, a whole lot of vehicles got in an accident. Did you find out what caused the accident? Come good when you come in. Come good when you come in. I am not a minister in the parliament to brag because I have a position. But I'm standing for the people and giving them the truth through my program on television. It was an oil spill. 13 vehicle, it happened because of an oil spill. Get your facts straight. So now Trinidad and Tobago. Senator Brian said he therefore fully support the government decision to increase the road traffic fine. You have a choice to pick you as a senator. You don't have a choice. Say something out of time and see where you go. Listen to this video.
How could you drive without a license? We must understand that a motor vehicle is not a toy, you know. A motor vehicle is a serious instrument that you use on the roadways. Is that something you go and buy in Toy Hill, you know? And we must understand that.
Trinidad and Tobago, I just be ready for them, you know. I just be ready for them, you know. Now listen to this, However, Opposition Senator Dr. Amy Brown criticized the fixed penalty warning system, saying that 3 business days is an unreasonable time frame to remedy vehicular defect. Now I could side with Amy Brown. I could side with him. 3 days. Come now, man. Come now, man. Come now, man, Trinidad and Tobago. Meanwhile, Government Senator David Nackett said, the bill 2026 gives 3 aspects. The value of accountability, the value of civility, and the value of life. Really? Listen to this.
All your license depleted because some moron, parliamentary language, some moron, driving no insurance and hit you, and your family end up with all kind of thing. They don't see the value of that. They'll come and give you all kind of thing. You're targeting the poor man. This is not about the poor man. Somebody get killed, that is not UNC or PNM. That is a human life lost to recklessness.
Trinidad and Tobago. I won't comment much. I would not comment much. I will be right here to bring the backlash to you. Right here. What the UNC people fail to understand, those ministers, is that we change our government. We choose another party because of the hardship the last one was giving us. And that is why they are in power today. For our change, to loosen our belt. But instead of loosening the belt, we tighten the belt. Gas is set to go up by 70%. What's going to happen? I want to see Eli face when he comes on a media platform to say there are less vehicles on the road. I want to see the expression on his face when he says that. I want to see the expression on his face when he says the revenue we used to generate from vehicles on the road, we're not generating that amount again. I want to look at the expression on his face. I want to see the expression on his face when you hear the gas station business owners coming out and saying the amount of gas they used to sell, we're not selling it again. I want to see the expression on his face when he says, when the tire industry, the tire shop industry in Trinidad and Tobago, when they says they are not selling the amount of tire they used to. I want to see the expression on his face. And then, and only then, you will understand what Saieed Ali was telling you. Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something. If gas prices go by 70%, almost 55% of the vehicles that are on the road will be parking up. 55 to 65% of the vehicle will be parked up. But nevertheless, let me finish the story. Independent Senator Dr. Desiree Murray also expressed her full support, noting that defective vehicle can lead to fatal accident. Run the video. Listen.
I rise to express my support for the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Amendment Bill 2026. It is my view that this bill is about safety. A motor vehicle, if poorly maintained, is a potentially lethal weapon. Facts listed are not abstract or arbitrary. They are common and recognizable everyday issues that directly affect visibility, control, and the safety of others on the road. For example, the absence of headlamps, tail lights or park lights, a defective windscreen wiper, or the lack of reflecting mirror are matters that can significantly increase the risk of an accident, especially at night or in bad weather.
So Trinidad and Tobago, I'm going to read over this again and I'm going to show you some photos. Listen to this. Independent Senator Dr. Desiree Murray also expressed her full support. Let me know when they get it. Full support, noting that defective vehicle can lead to fatal accident. And you just heard what she said. Dr. Murray, however, disagreed with the time frame given to motorists to remedy their defect. She said 3 to 7 business days is a short window and suggested 21 business days for minor defect and 42 business days for major defect. Get a bit, yes? Straight up. So Trinidad and Tobago, defective vehicle. Let me start.
They're giving people ticket.
Desiree, that's a police vehicle. What you have to say about this? You have a next one? Now, well, that's a gas tank. Police vehicle again. Trinidad and Tobago, let me tell you something. The government vehicle on the roads of our country, let me tell you, is the most set of defective vehicle it have. The most set of defective vehicle it have in Trinidad and Tobago roads. Not defective vehicle we're looking at. The most set of defective vehicle it have on the road is government vehicle. But you know what? Look at the number plate in this. We don't even know if it's a 9 or a 8 or a 0. Defective. Call a good night. Hello? You stick you get it click one time. Trinidad and Tobago. If the government want, let me tell you something. None of the government vehicle on the roads of Trinidad and Tobago is proper. Why don't they start with that? License officer's vehicle, police vehicle, ambulance vehicle, fire service vehicle, WhatsApp vehicle, PTSD vehicle. Why you don't start with that? Call a good night.
Yes, I. Good night.
Go right ahead.
Yes, I. Concerning the topic you're talking about, right? Let me tell you something. I understand everything that the people say, right?
Yes.
But the problem is, the real problem is the police officers and the licensing officers that giving you ticket for nothing, right?
Correct.
That is the problem. The problem is, I understand all the concerns there, and I am also taught that the government had a hand to play, but you have to look at the bigger picture with the police and the licensing officers, because they could issue you a warning and put it on the system.
Correct.
Because I get a warning already from one of my vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't issue me a ticket because I had no prior warning before and I had no tickets in hand on the system. So they give me a warning. So they could give you a warning. So people need to understand what it is really going on. Is the heavy hand of the law that they're facing right now. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Yeah. So people need to understand how serious certain things that they're doing, and the opposition now come in to make a big scene and say that they only had 3 days and 7 days, but they didn't come out and say that the opposition is the one that draft our bill and put 3 days and 7 days, and the government now bring forward the PNM bill and pass it in Parliament. They may saying that Colin members and Marvin Gonzalez, the two of them that come together and put them date, and them is the same one complaining in Parliament. So people need to watch the Parliament channel and look and see and educate themselves.
Correct.
Before they complain on social media. And before I go aside, I want to ask one question, right? Only double the passport fee from $250 to $500, right?
Correct.
I have no problem with that. Paying $500 for a passport is not the problem. Tell me why it is I get an appointment quite in May month to go and renew a passport. I want to know if or if double the fee for a passport, Why I have to wait till May month to go for an interview just to renew a passport? Not a first issue, to renew a passport. Why I have to wait till May month?
Like May
I
2026.
want him to answer that question for me. Any outside, you enjoy your night, brother.
Thank you, my friend. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, changes is one thing, but it's how you apply any changes. That is the problem. How are you applying the changes? It penalizing the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, and they are complaining. They are complaining. The motor industry in Trinidad and Tobago is one of the biggest industry after oil and gas. After oil and gas. You're not lucky with the oil and gas, but you're coming now to penalize the citizens for vehicle. December 25th, 2025, you come like a cat in the night and you drop it on social media. No, without a warning. Without a warning. You drop it like a thief in the night. Boom shot. Christmas morning, 1.4 million people surprised in Trinidad and Tobago. And I know Eli is listening to me. I know he's listening to me. But you done wrong, you're wrong. And instead of you correct your wrong, you come to make a next wrong another wrong. It's sad. You see, Klongenbud made a statement on television. He was not in touch with the people. Hence the reason why they lost the 2025 general election. The Minister of Finance said that. They were not in touch with the people. So is Eli in touch with the people? This is the problem. This is the problem. Find out what the people need on the ground. And work with the people on the ground. I'll tell us something in Trinidad and Tobago. We have in society today a rich class and a poor class. There's no middle class. In the last 10 years, the middle class were wiped out. Is either you're rich or you're poor. PSC. All the unions on them. Hundreds of thousands of workers in union. What is their salary? What is their salary? Huh? You see, this is something they're supposed to look at. The trade union workers, what are their salary? The PSA workers, what are their salary? What are the range brackets? You see, I am a businessman, and I stand in for the poor, the less fortunate. Because 99% of the people in Trinidad and Tobago working for 10,000 and less. And they talk to me. How much teachers working for? How much WASA working for? How much the police working for? How much the nurse working for? How much the doctors working for? And then you will understand why Saieed is investing in Real Talk with Saieed on television. Sad, you know. But nevertheless, like I said, not everybody has book sense. So listen to this now. We stayed in transport. The Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation has refused a Freedom of Information request that would have clearly explained which traffic fines now carry higher fines despite growing public confusion over the recent change. They refuse to. Now, the request ask the minister to provide one clear, consolidated list showing each fines, the old fines, the new fines, and the legal reference, so motorists would not have to search through multiple legal notices to understand what now applies. Who is doing the homework? Not even the licensing department. Instead, the ministry stated that the information was already publicly available, replying to Section 12C of the Freedom of Information Act. While the amended fines are published in the Gazette, the legal notice lists only item numbers and dollars amount without naming the offense themselves. Eli, this is your department. This is your department. Trinidad and Tobago will soon call you a minister of untruth. They already started. Now Trinidad and Tobago. This means the members of the public must cross-reference multiple schedules and laws to figure out which offense attracts which fine. The Freedom of Information request was made after several legal notices published on December 25th, 2025, increases fines across dozens of offenses, which amount to such as 1,000 raised to 2,000 and 750 double to 1,500 without setting out the corresponding offense in the notice. Eli. I don't think you want to be labeled as the minister of untruth for Trinidad and Tobago. Now I'm going to tell you something. It's not just Trinidad and Tobago seeing this and hearing this, you know. Eli, I want you to understand something. It's worldwide. It's worldwide. You see, these ministers worldwide understand that Dr. Keith Rowley and his administration crashed Trinidad and Tobago. When you're having fun and sharing information, time is fly, you know. And it's only on Real Talk with Saieed you just get this, you know. Only on this program you're getting it. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, there's a rerun of this program tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. daylight. We'll be right back here another night for another live. Until then, be safe.